Yeah, there was a period of time at ANZ when I was pretty well regarded in leading architecture. And the thing about architects, they all think that they're the smartest guy in the room, and I was no different. And I would go up and what I would say, I'd expect people to listen to and go, oh, yeah, he's right. He's the man. He knows what he's talking about. And then they took me and moved me out of architecture and put me into a head of delivery role where nobody cared about my opinion. They cared about my outcomes. And so that was a really tough thing for me because the same person that I was giving advice to before, I was now reporting to differently in a different context. And I could see that they didn't care about my opinion on things. They just wanted to report and make sure I was getting stuff done and remove their problems. So it got to a point where I remember that person saying to me, I think I've over promoted you. I've got to do something or I'm going to get rid of you. And that was after being lauded as this smart architect. And then suddenly okay, I'm on the way out. And thankfully, they invested some time in me. They got me some coaching. And the coaching didn't change my performance in terms of outputs, but it helped me understand how to tell the story differently, to not get my self-value from me being the man and saying all the stuff. It's actually how do I help the organization move forward and help my managers and leaders be successful at what they do and deliver what I need to deliver. And it changed my kind of center of gravity in terms of what's important. It didn't matter what I thought and that I was recognized as being the one who knew stuff. It was actually how do I get things done and help people around me do that. And so that was a really important lesson for me. You go from being the smartest guy in the room to actually the most effective guy. And that was really important. It took me about 6 to 9 months of coaching and changing and being willing to change to do that. And then my whole style changed. My whole leadership style changed. It became more about other people, less about me, helping get things done. And in the end, that general manager they had, who's a really good guy, he turned around and said, "You're doing really well." He goes, "I can't believe how well you're doing." And in fact, my performance was probably not as good as what it was in the first part of the year, but the perception of what I was doing and making in a broader context was suggesting that I had grown and developed. And so that was a great reward for actually taking a step back and copping the lick and humbling myself and getting taught. So that was a significant change in my career. That 6 month period changed the whole trajectory. And it's hard. You see a lot of people go from being the smart technologist to a management role and they struggle because they don't do that transition where it's not about you anymore. It's actually about the outcomes in the team. And you've got to take that step back and help others get the outcome. And I found that really important. And I mentor a lot of people now over the years, trying to help them with the same kind of thing, saying, hey, you've got to let go. It's not about you. Find someone else to do that. You know, people who are getting them to not have access to the systems anymore as they transition from the technologist to the manager, little things like that. It scares the daylights out of them because their center of gravity is about what they know on the system. Getting them to actually be a people leader is very different, and a manager is very different.